Yeah, I agree, especially in the parts about personal branding. Also, it's worth saying for anyone listening who doesn't follow Chris on LinkedIn already, you really should. His commentary is often really funny, bitingly sarcastic. Whenever you scroll down and see one of his posts, they'll usually catch your attention. They're really good. And if you're good at like satire and humor, great, go for it. But I know that's difficult for a lot of people, myself included. So what I'd suggest is start by being friendly. Try and lose the thesaurus and the synonyms and trying to sound smart. You never do. Just be yourself. You can offer an insight if you learn something interesting related to your own role, maybe share it on LinkedIn or even Twitter, wherever it is you normally go. Or if there's something you disagree with, or you can comment on other people's posts as well. So I'd start off by being friendly because it's daunting to try and it can be daunting to figure out what your qualities and what your persona is online. So start by being yourself and by being friendly and offering insights from there. And beyond that, then you'll get a little bit more comfortable and you'll figure out what works and doesn't. The most important thing is to find your own tribe. As you were saying, if someone doesn't like it, great. It's one less person you have to deal with. They can just move along. But if you keep on trying to create like generic content to please everybody, you please nobody, you'll never find your audience, your customers, or people you connect with. But if you start being yourself, you will start connecting with people very, very quickly and very authentically online.
Yeah, I completely agree with you, and I also agree with your thoughts about kind of being friendly. Like I know my content is quite cutting, so I'm aware that maybe I don't come across as very friendly. I am, but I think for me, I think when you're starting out, if you're new to creating content or even just trying to like put yourself online, one of the things that I tell people to do is if they want to start posting or they want to like tell their story or whatever, I always find that relatability is a nice way of like bridging the gap between you and other people. Like, not every single person is going to have shared an experience that you have, or they're not going to have necessarily the same like insight or knowledge on a specific thing as you do. But there will almost certainly be some kind of like mutual thing that you can relate what you're talking about to, that people have a richer understanding of. So, you know, I've used the example before with some of the clients that we work with, when they say about like, oh my gosh, like I couldn't like talk to someone on the internet. Like I couldn't do a webinar. How the bloody hell could I do that? I always say to them, I was like, well, you would go up to someone at an exhibition, right? And they're like, yeah. And you would shake their hand and you would introduce yourself and they go, yeah. And you would probably talk about whatever's at the stand, and you might talk to them about trivial things like the weather and football and family and whatever. And they're like, yeah. And you'd have a beer with them and give them a business card. Well, yeah. Well, then just do the same thing on the internet. Like you don't like, it's not actually that complicated. Like just take that the version of you that talks to that person at that exhibition and says hello to them and how's their family and shakes their hands and has a drink with them is the version that you should portray yourself online. And when they start seeing that kind of like crossover and they start seeing the relatability factor of it, it becomes significantly less daunting. I think it's really, really easy to presume that your online brand has to be branded. Like it has to be like it's different. It's like Chris, but trademarked. And like it isn't, it's the same damn thing. Like it's just most of the time it's through words or through video as opposed to through physical interaction. It's only the format that actually changes. And I'm a big believer that like, it's a horrible soundbite, but like your personality is like your superpower. It's the only thing that is actually yours, and you've got a choice. You can use it or you can hide it. And I think if you choose to use it, just accept that some people will love it and other people won't, and that is a part of it. That is a good part of it. And once you get comfortable with that and you start establishing who you are and what you want to talk about, that will just come so much more naturally. You, as you said, find your tribe. Like you'll start communications with people more regularly. You'll see those faces appear on your posts. You'll see the algorithm is very damn smart. Like it'll put those people in your peripheral vision quicker because it knows that you engage with them. And, you know, in time, you will have a strong foundational community, and the size of it is irrelevant. Like it doesn't matter. Like it's more the quality of it. And I know that's a bit cliche, but it is actually very true, I think.